Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Indie 500 project. Today's experiment, Game Dev Tycoon, which is the first release from Greenheart Games. However, this is not the first iteration of this game, I would say, because there was a game on iPhone and Android called Game Dev Story, which is by Kairosoft, and they made a bunch of games in the story genre, like Mega Mall Story and Pocket League Story, and there are a bunch of. Check out Kairosoft while you're at it, because they make a really robust little business management and other like store games and stuff like that. But this is Game Dev Story, and here's what the game has to say about itself. In Game Dev Story, you replay the history of gaming industry by starting your own video game development company in the 80s. Create best-selling games, research new technologies, and invent new game types. Become the leader of the market and gain worldwide fans. So this is basically the game about indie games, or rather indie game development. So let's see what it has to offer, shall we? Do we want to skip tutorial? Let's keep the tutorial for now. Or do we? Note that you can always review tutorial messages once it's skipped in the help menu. So, okay, let's... No, I was gonna click skip and I clicked don't skip. But. In the next 35 years, you can build your dream company, create best-selling games, gain fans, and become the leader of the market. So that's basically what we're gonna try and do. We need a company name. Not that difficult. Player name. Let's go with a female. Are there any combinations that actually looks like a lynx? No, let's go with that one. That looks nice, actually. Achievement unlocked. Support a young... Okay. So, what do we do now? We develop a new game. What kind of game do you want? And give your game a name. Our first game. Indie 1. What's the topic of this? It is a... Detective Business Law Wild West. As you can see, we'll be able to unlock a whole bunch of themes here. But let's go with a detective adventure. And we get to pick platforms. Here's the thing. Here's where the management comes in. We got 70k here. It's going to cost us 20k to develop the G64, which is... If you didn't catch on, it's the Commodore 64 with without the license, so it's G64. Or we can go with the PC, which has a cheaper dev cost, but they have a smaller market share right now. Don't think that market share is gonna be the big difference maker right here, so let's go with PC. It's gonna cost 10k. I'm not sure why it's gonna cost 10k if the dev cost was 5k, but might be development time. Oh, I managed to unclick that thing. Do we want 2D graphics or do we want to do a text-based? Let's start with a text-based game, just to get our juices flowing. Game development runs through 3 stages. At the beginning of each stage, you can decide what area of the game you want to focus on. Picking the right focus for your game greatly increases the points you generate. Think about what areas are important for your game and decrease the focus areas that you think are less important. So, the game engine is not going to be that much of an issue since it's just a text-based game. However, the story and the quests are going to be more important. And we can do all these sliders up to the top if you want to even out, or we can try to get an even here in the middle. But let's do a little less engine, a little more gameplay and make sure that the story is solid. Game development is now started. While developing your game, you will generate game points we can see bubbling up. So these are the bugs, design, technology, research. All these points are good because the more points we get, the more points we generate, the more experience we actually gain. And if it's anything according to, let's see here, development stage 2, do we want dialogues, level design, or artificial intelligence? We don't need much artificial intelligence, but we do need dialogues. Let's go with that. If it's anything like a game dev story, then the more bugs you generate, the more time you gotta spend correcting those bugs, but the more XP you're gonna earn because you gotta spend time correcting bugs. You will also see the graphic type you selected when you define a game. This just to remind you of your choice. You cannot change the type of graphics mid-game. So this is what we have so far. Graphic, text-based, basic sound. We don't need graphics. We don't really need sound. We need a good world design. As you can see right here, we're down to 47k, meaning that we've spent almost 25k on this. You can press the finish button to publish your game, but you should only do that once you fix the majority of bugs. Releasing a game without fixing bugs can severely affect your ratings, so you should only ever consider that if you need the cash and you can't afford to wait. What we're gonna do now, we're gonna see here, we're fixing bugs and the game is improving in some aspects. Now we don't have any bugs left, so we're gonna finish this up. While developing games, you can gain experience and improve your skills. That's what we did. New topic and new combo. Those are a lot of stats. Well, yeah, let's release that game. Create a game with a good topic genre combination. Yeah, I thought it would be. Hand it up to publishing. So we can do some... The next step, we've published a game, so it's out of our hands. We can't really control it anymore. So what we're gonna do is either we... let's start with the next title so far. Indie 2. Which is gonna be Wild West action on the... Let's go with six... No, back up. Let's save some money. But let's make it a 2D graphical game. Indie Game 1. Reviews are in and it's meh. Star Games, Informed Gamer. Game Hero. Never heard of these publications. They matter not to me. This is not actually that bad for a first game. After publishing a game, you can invest a little bit of time to analyze your creation and generate a game report. So we spend some time to see what we did good, what we did bad. So far we have 0 fans. Now, the Wild West is gonna be less about story and question and more about the engine and gameplay. And these are our sales. Let's see. 3,603 units in the first week. And we'll get more money each week. Oh, we made 23 fans with our first game. Yay! Now let's see here. We want some AI on this. Not many dialogues, but we want a great level design. . We're actually making money so far. This one we're gonna go with just a little less world design and a little less sound, a little more graphics, no? And we're working out the bugs. No extra point this time, but there we go. And we found a new combo. So this is basically what we had, what we have now. You can see how good you're improving. And let's release that one as well. And the indie one has gone off the market, generating 64k in sales. Not too shabby actually for a first game. It more than covered its development cost. Not sure what makes these numbers pop up actually. The combination and how good the game is in general is gonna affect them, but if you make two great games, there's no reason why one would be 8 and the other would be 10. It's just somewhat randomized. The better your game, the more likely that you'll get a good score, but other than that, it's completely random. Let's go with Indie 3. Let's do a business simulator, shall we? This one we can actually go for the Commodore or G64. 2D graphics. Let's make SimCity here. Let's also get some. We don't need any story quests there, or rather, we actually want some story and quests. We want the engine and gameplay. We got some graphical bugs here since got this here. Let's see here, Indie 1. 527 for Indie 2. The first game actually went better than the last game. Here we go. It costs 26 to make and made a sold for 64 and made a 38 profit. It's all good. Let's go with the generate game report after this one. See, Indie 2 is in the market. Oh, the Govador 64. Preferred lower price, greater availability, and the flexible hardware configuring of our other home computers. So we might actually be it might have been a good move to go for the G64 here. Let's see. We want some AI. Let's even this out. I don't really think for a business sim it's gonna be all that important for the good level design. Let's see. Let's even this one out as well. Actually, let's pull the sound down just a little bit. And working out the kinks, removing some bugs. There we go. Indie 2 is off the market. And we have a new record. Feels like we're gonna level up really soon, at least in these categories. Yeah, release that game. Ninvento is planning on launching its very own home gaming console. And known for the widely successful arcade game Dinky King. Yeah. This is a completely unlicensed game, ladies and gentlemen. You're gonna get a whole lot of references, but not any names at all. Reviews for Indie 3. Can we speed this up in any way? By the way, any assumptions that I'm making on this game, I'm basing it on the game dev story game. Because it's basically the same game, except this one is for PC and may have some other features that I've yet to discover, but maybe we'll discover them later on. Like generate game report. I've never seen that in game dev story. Okay, this one went for 570. This one was a 6. So let's analyze it. Maybe we should have waited for it to sell something before. Just finishing the 3 and I'm impressed by your talent. Contract work. Use your skill like yours. If you're ever short on cash, just let me know and we'll see if I have work for you. Yeah, so this is if you're running low on funds and you need some cash to make your next tile. Let's see here. I'll continue on that sentence in a little while. Story quest seems to be not very important with this type of game. Duh. Simulation and G4 is a good match. Oh, so it's basically just hints. Now that you completed your first game report, it's a good idea to look at the research menu. To open the research menu, close this message and click anywhere. Research. Now we managed to gather up some research points because we've made 3 games and we also analyzed one of the games. So we can spend 10 research points on making a life themed game possible. We've sold 10k units. Woo! And we've researched a new topic, life. So now we can make a life simulator. What more can we research? We don't have enough points for a custom game engine, so let's do some contract work just to see what it's all about. Yeah, extra cash. We know this. And in the you have to make sure that you finish these contracts within the allotted time. Otherwise, you're gonna get a penalty for it. So, for instance, here, if we finish this one, we need to get 1 orange point and 15 blue points within 3 weeks. If we do that, we get 18k in the bank. Otherwise, we lose 5k. So that's no bueno. But let's stick with this one. That seems like the easiest one. Ninvento! The TES. Let's make a game for that one later on. No research point. I was kind of hoping for a research point. Excellent work. Every 6 months there are new contracts. Good to know. Let's go with Indy 4. Alright. Let's make a life simulation, action, adventure, RPG. Life RPG, that sounds good. For the... Ah, here we go. Action, no. Adventure, no. RPG, no. Simulation is a good combination. But let's make an RPG there. And a 2D graphic one. Let's hope we make enough research point this time around to actually develop our own game engine. Life. We need a good story in life. And... yeah, let's go with that, basically. It's now off the market. That's almost 100k sales. 13,000 units, 13,500 units. Not too shabby. Ah, you're very welcome. You may very well bring us more games in the future, since Kairosoft only develops Android and iPhone games. I would greatly appreciate it if you could convert all those into PC or Mac playable versions. But this little box right here seems almost kind of like shareware. I know the developers are thanking you as a player, but this is like the final screen once you quit the shareware games of old, where it would say the developer and thank you for playing and don't forget to buy the game and stuff like that. Yeah. Z, Life RPG does not need a good level design, does it? It needs great dialogues and some nice artificial intelligence. Now we got to research where we want it. Not many bugs this time around so far, actually. Anyways. World design, graphics, and sound. Let's go that way. Bump, 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 pop, pop, pop. Not many bugs there, no. New record for, what was that, technology or design? Technology, I think. Yay, levels up. In basically everything. There we go. Let's head into research and make a custom game engine. And the reviews are in. Are we ever gonna get a high score on this? Nah. Now our last game is gonna cover the development of our new game engine. And hopefully this new game engine will run on the TES. Hopefully. Now you can create your own game engines. Start, close this mention, click anywhere to bring next. Game tutorials or mono sound. These all cost fairly, let's see here, 15 research point and 40k. And this is 15 research and 40k. So mono sound, that means we'll go from boops and beeps to actual sounds, I guess. I cannot select these because I do not have 15 research points actually. So let's just create a custom game engine, 2D graphics, and linear story, and save games. Let's call it I1. You are now creating your own custom game engine. There we go. We want research points, and we want to finish this game engine as fast as possible, while this Indie 4 game is covering all our expenses. Hopefully. Yeah, we passed the 100k mark in sales. There we go. You should try using it on your next game. We so will. So let's develop Indie 5, which is a we already did Wild West, didn't we? Let's actually do a new topic first. Let's see. We have action, adventure, RPG, simulation, and strategy. Let's see if we research history. We can make an historical strategy game. Should be all good. And we're done. Develop a new game. Yeah. Indy 5 is gonna be a historical strategy game on the TES. Oh, we need to get a license first. We only have 88, so let's not get a license for that one so far. Let's go with the G64 so far, and we'll develop it on the... Ooh, a new 2D graphics engine. This is gonna cost us 50k, and we only have 88, so let's hope that we can keep afloat. Should be all good. And historical... yeah, let's go with that. Don't need too many dialogues. Level design should be all good. The AI is gonna be important in a strategy game, don't you think? Yeah, this is gonna be good. And we have basic sounds. Let's go for that. Should be just about. It doesn't really give you any feedback on what actually will happen when you move the sliders. You just wing it and hope that it'll work out. New record in both technology and design. That's always good. Ooh, first level of 2D graphics, volume 2, version 2 actually. First reviews. Come on, scores. Metacritic is pleased. This is actually coming in quite nicely. And the final tally gives us a... Yeah, so that one's gonna start selling now. And we need money to actually create more titles. So we're gonna find some contract work here. 4 weeks. 4 weeks. Let's see which one pays the most. In 4 weeks, we gotta find 18 points or 16 points in 3 weeks. Let's go for this one. And we're done. And also we made a whole bunch of money. So now we can develop a new game called Indy 6. And let's make it a... No, we already done business. Let's make it a... a law... adventure action law? Action law would actually be a police shooter, wouldn't it? And we're gonna do it for the TS, and we're gonna pay this licensing fee, leaving us with enough money to actually make the game, I hope. Yeah. According to our market research, the recently published indie game is a surprise hit with players. Can I wait for development? Yeah, so people love the NES, or TES actually. The action law, it's gonna be... Let's Go with something like that, shall we? And action law, and shouldn't need too much AI, although level design is always important. These features right here, 2D graphics, basic sound. You could skip them, but you need 2D graphics, but the basic sound is actually a feature in your game. Development stage 3, law and action. Does it need graphics? Yeah, it kind of does. We don't really have much sound yet. The world design should be somewhere around that. No idea how that'll affect the outcome, but let's keep going. $200K for that one. Nicely done. Finishing up. New topic and new combo. These bonuses will actually give you some more XP to your development. So I've picked a new topic that gave me a little bonus, and I actually managed to make a new combo, and that gave me a little bonus. And further on, I'm gonna be able to make more combinations and get more bonuses. I'm guessing. 86 raked in. Falls a bit short. I've seen better as well, actually. Might be the could have been better. Might be the actual game. Let's generate a game report for one of our... this one. What went so well with this one? For not being that good, it's actually selling quite well. History and strategy, a great combination. Graphics seems not very important in this type of game. Platform genre match. Yeah, so if we make a history strategy game that without graphics for the G64, then we should be all good. Expect developers to focus their games on specific age groups. Target audience. So we can make a specific game for a specific audience. That should actually boost some sales, and I'm kind of hoping to get a new genre going. Let's go with a new topic so far. Spy game? Sounds good. Vena. I'm taking those guys are Sega. This is taking time, but it'll get there, I hope. Now we have a new topic. Rhythm hunting romance possible. Let's go with the spy game. And let's make another game. Picking the right target audience for your game is important. Your target platform can also play a role. Some platforms are especially popular with a specific audience. So let's go for Indie 7, which is a youth-based game with a spy adventure for the TES. We already paid the licensing fee, so we can make as many games for the TES as we want. Still gonna cost us in development, but let's make it in the i1 V2 graphic engine. So basically, I'm gonna try and make Spyware Spy. We'll see how that one goes. These features we want. Well, linear story and save games. We want these things. Story and quest, which should actually be important in a spy game, wouldn't it? Let's go with that. Again, no feedback as to if this makes a difference from this in any way, except for these bars right here. So I don't know if this will make it a 8 and this will make it a 7. No idea. But I guess that's the trial and error of this game. And I gotta say that you had no guarantees in a game dev story either. But let's see here. Spy adventure game. We need some AI. We need great level design. And we need some good dialogues. That's the master system, right? Oh, Master V. It's run on the blast processing, I guess. Spy adventure might need better graphics and more world design than a sound, actually. Or rather, if it's a spy game, sound may very well be important. Because you gotta listen to all your enemies that you gotta sneak around, depending on what kind of spy game it is. And working out the bugs. And what we could do now is just leave it here. And she'll keep working on it. Just a little, yeah, a little dot there, a little dot there. Let's go for 20 in design before we get this thing going. That's another bug. That's not a... Come on, keep working. Come on, give me one design point. Ah. Oh well. Still a new record in both. Some bonuses for a new topic and new combo. This tells me nothing, actually. These numbers, just the bars are more helpful. I'm gaining towards levels in world design, in artificial intelligence, stuff like that. Now we're actually a little low on cash, so let's find a contract work so far. For the time being, actually. 24 points in 4 weeks with a penalty of 7. Let's try it. Indy 7 is out, and here are the reviews. We might actually have managed to create Spy versus Spy. Sort of. Which was it was a good game. It wasn't a great game, but it was a very good game. Master V has been released. That does not affect us because we're not gonna stick with this all too much longer. Oh, this is gonna be a race. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, we're gonna fail this contract, aren't we? Oh, failed. With just a smidgen of... Ah, that was too bad. Too bad. Anyways, if this game follows suit, what we're gonna do is we're gonna move once we have enough money, once we have enough games or funds or whatever. We're gonna move to a bigger office, and we're gonna be able to hire people to help us develop games. We're gonna hire designers and sound designers and a bunch of people, and we're gonna have to train those people for them to get more experience and learn more things and be better at their job and stuff like that. And eventually enough, our time will run out. We set it for a 35-year game, meaning that we're a little more than 10% into our game, and all we can do is create more games, build more platforms and engines, we can actually develop our own console or gaming platform later on if this game follows suit. That is. This actually sold less than my previous games. That's bad. Let's just research our best game, which might actually be the Indy 7. Yeah, let's research that one. But yeah, this is Game Dev Tycoon, your gaming empire in your hands. You start out with a little gaming company in your garage and you build up into a corporate giant. You'll be able to, actually, if the screenshots are correct, you'll be able to actually build a Steam platform, which is kind of, I guess it's canon, so to speak. If they're going through the entire game genre and all the little references to Nintendo and Genesis and all that stuff, they've got to touch on the Steam platform, don't they? But yeah, that is Game Dev Tycoon. So until next time, happy gaming. Are there any combinations that actually looks like a Lynx? No, let's go with that one. That looks nice, actually. Achievement unlocked. Supporting on. Okay, so what do we do now? We develop a new game. What kind of game do you want? And give your game a name. Our first game, Indy 1. What's the topic of this? It is a detective business law Wild West. As you can see, we'll be able to unlock a whole bunch of themes here. But let's go with a detective adventure. And we get to... Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Indy 500 project. Today's experiment, Game Dev Tycoon, which is the first release from Greenheart Games. However, this is not the first iteration of this game, I would say, because there was a game on iPhone and Android called Game Dev Story, which is by Kairosoft, and they made a bunch of games in the story genre, like Mega Mall Story and Pocket League Story, and there are a bunch of... Check out Kairosoft while you're at it, because they make a really robust little business management and other like store games and stuff like that. But this is Game Dev Story, and here's what the game has to say about itself. In Game Dev Story, you replay the history of gaming industry by starting your own video game development company in the 80s. Create best-selling games, research new technologies, and invent new game types. The game development runs through 3 stages. At the beginning of each stage, you can decide what area of the game you want to focus on. Picking the right focus for your game greatly increases the points you generate. Think about what areas are important for your game and decrease the focus areas that you think are less important. So, the game engine is not going to be that much of an issue since it's just a text-based game. However, the story and the quests are going to be more important. And we can do all these sliders up to the top if you want to even out, or we can try to get an even here in the middle, but let's do a little less engine, a little more gameplay, and make sure that the story is solid. Game development is now started. While developing your game, you will generate game points we can see bubbling up. So these are the bugs, design, technology, research. All these points are good because become the leader of the market and gain worldwide fans. So this is basically the game about indie games, or rather indie game development. So let's see what it has to offer, shall we? Do we want to skip tutorial? Let's keep the tutorial for now. Or do we? Note that you can always review tutorial messages once it's skipped in the help menu. So, okay, let's... No. I was gonna click skip and I clicked don't skip. But... Huh. In the next 35 years, you can build your dream company, create best-selling games, gain fans, and become the leader of the market. So that's basically what we're gonna try and do. We need a company name. Not that difficult. Player name. Let's go with a female. Pick platforms. Here's the thing. Here's where the management comes in. We got 70k here. It's gonna cost us 20k to develop the G64, which is, if you didn't catch on, it's the Commodore 64 with without the license. So it's G64. Or we can go with the PC, which has a cheaper dev cost, but they have a smaller market share right now. Don't think that market share is gonna be the big difference maker right here. So let's go with PC. It's gonna cost 10k. I'm not sure why it's gonna cost 10k if the dev cost was 5k, but might be development time. Oh, I managed to unclick that thing. Do we want 2D graphics or do we want to do a text-based? Let's start with a text-based game. Just to get our juices flowing.